interesting when you examine the birth records, and we've gone through this, but it's a good little clarity, I think, to have, especially I'm doing this on a weekend, and it's kind of a relaxing time for me to review it, and handling and doing a number of Zooms to help people out. But one of the interesting conclusions that we come to, we look at things, and I can come to a spiritual, truthful conclusion that fiction really has no power unless you empower it. You'd have to speak it and confirm it to make it hearsay into reality in the court. Only you could remove the burden of proof from the Crown. When you show up in the name, you've automatically removed the burden of proof. So I've heard every type of craziness where people are going in there doing affidavits of denials and all those wonderful crazy things that have been spilled through and spieled through people who just jumped into the middle of law and think they know what they're doing, but they don't. Because certainly if I showed up for the name, why would I be there if I didn't feel obligated to show up for it? So I must have some duty in order to be there. So what would be the point of showing up for a name that's not yours and then trying to deny it there? So you must feel there must be something you've done in order to feel guilty for being there, to have to show up and feeling obligated for it. But when you're dealing with truth, there's an interesting thing that yes, you are obligated to speak the truth, but when we talk about what is legal obligation or duty, it's interesting that the law, which would deal with, a legal conclusion on this document, well, the legal conclusion is it's fiction. It's an error. It's not truth. And therefore, when you look up legal conclusion, even in the Black's Law Dictionary of the 4th edition, it states legal conclusion is a statement. Here's a statement. Here's a statement of legal birth. It says a statement of legal duty. That's tax, obligation, all the things that are comprised under a title that you're assuming and then taking on voluntary obligation to carry as a burden upon yourself. It says legal conclusion is defined as a statement of legal duty without stating fact from which duty arises, because there is no fact in fiction. It's absurd. You are literally turning a fiction into something that the lawyers can call factitious, because it's fictitious. It's not real. But when you affirm something, you have now made it real because you've taken on the liability for it and you've spoken it and come directly to make yourself the entity that they're looking for in a fictitious court case. So therefore, because there is no money in nature and there is no debt in nature, you've walked into a lie, and that's what Satan brought all mankind into. And now we just call them humankind. They're not real anymore. They're a hybrid between what is natural and what is artificial. And they're even going to the point now that they're willing to create a hybrid through the medical experimentation on you by injecting artificial things into your body and seeing whether or not you hybridize in the manner they want. So it's in front of us, but you have to be seeking truth in order to find the truth. If you're seeking money or legal fiction, you will never see the truth.